Hey guys, Washington here. So today I saw the Jean-Michel Basquiat's documentary, and actually pretty interesting, as he was a graffiti artist from the 80s that actually rose to stardom, and of course with his unfortunate demise of the drug overdose at the very end. But it was kind of interesting seeing how that form of art started taking into effect in the late 70s, early 80s. He was he first started off with the whole thing as calling himself as Samo. So he would do these little graffitis. He would do he had, like, even at one point they showed that he had like a multiple choice type questionnaire. So he went along like that for a while, and then afterwards he actually started getting a little bit more recognition. And I guess they're saying that between 500 and 600 people would gather together, and they would go around New York and they do all kinds of things together. So that's what he ended up doing. So they even showed that he was in a play for a while. Well, not a play, I meant a movie. That TV Party, like, I guess he came out on TV Party and giving his description. But it wasn't until actually Diego Cortez, one of his buddies, that tells him to actually sell his paintings, that he actually started even thinking of that. Before that, it was he was actually homeless for a while. He would go on the streets. He even described himself as drinking wine with winos, or even panhandling money, like which kind of like puts him in a different bracket from some of the other artists we've learned over the course, because I don't remember actually anyone being at that level that actually goes as far as being homeless just so they don't have to work. Because even at one point his one of his girlfriends made him get a job, but he kind of said that it was a white lady, and that supposedly that she had treated him like a slave. So he more or less quit that. He focused on his art. So he actually does PS1 Contemporary Art Show, and he did also with Nina Knows his first real art exhibition, which brought him in $200,000. So he started doing really good for himself. And one of the things I noticed that they said that is that he would grab like art from other artists or musicians, and also aspects that he would see. So he actually was pretty good about that. Like, he would even draw some of the things that happened to him in the past. Is they show him drawing like a scene of him getting hit by the car when he's 7 years old, and then certain things he even crossed out. Like he even states, "I cross out words so you will see them more." And I guess he was friends with Madonna, which she even quoted him at the beginning of the documentary. He was one of the people I was truly envious of, but he was too fragile for this world. And that's a quote from Madonna. But one of the things that he did was actually go up to Andy Warhol and actually present himself with I guess he did postcards, and he would sell them. And then at one of the times he saw in this diner Andy Warhol, and he presented himself. And more or less Andy Warhol took him under his wing, and they were friends for the longest. Like he would more or less confide in him. And even when he started getting into the whole drug problem, like, Andy Warhol tried to separate him and take him to a different place. And once, I guess they said that Andy Warhol had died, like that really took a toll on him, that he started getting really heavy into drugs. Even at one point when he had gone to Hawaii, cleaned himself, came back from Hawaii, and stayed in Los Angeles for a while, but then went to New York. And then once he was in New York, he ended up dying, and that's where his buddies found him. So it was actually pretty interesting documentary, seeing how graffiti was and still is kind of considered to some degree art, which different form of art.